All right, on my little YouTube motherfuck faces. All right, on my little YouTube motherfuck faces. I don't know what's happening. You're watching an impromptu Validation Boy live stream, July 30th, 2020, with special guest stumbling off the edge of reality, found on BitChute and YouTube, Vlad. Oh, yes. Part rock star, part rock god. It's Vlad.
What's up?
Continuing the tradition, and now this will probably be what, official appearance number 11?
No, 12.
12, holding the record for most get appearances as a guest on Validation Boy live stream.
Yeah.
And we were talking backstage. About how the moon landing is fundamental to a lot of people's pathway to flat Earth, and how flat Earth still probably is the big daddy, or at least that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And what else have we moved on to?
We were talking about how the only way out of this place is a spiritual route. You know, it's a spiritual exit, not a physical.
So you don't think there's a portal like what I think Owen Benjamin has been saying lately on his little show?
Well, if it is, it's spiritual. It's not physical. You can't get through it physically.
Yeah.
That's my feelings about it all.
I saw a scumbag man Dan, sci-fag Dan, fucking making a video mocking Owen Benjamin.
I can't stand fucking Owen Benjamin.
I know. And Owen Benjamin was sitting there in a white lab coat with NASA badge on it, and he was saying, "Listen, the moon's not real. The moon's not real." And I mean, okay, the moon's not tangible. It's real enough that we can see that it's there and we know where it's going to be and stuff, but it's not physically tangible. So he's jumping the shark. He's jumping it too far. He's taking it too far by saying the moon's not even real. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's something, but it's not what they say it is.
We don't really know if it's a solid object or not, right? I mean, it still could be a projection if you think about it.
But I don't know about projection. It's got to be something physical. It's not a sphere though. It's
and
something.
And where would it be located? You know, is it inside the atmosphere? Is it, you know, in space? Is space partly water? Is it floating around in water that's outside the firmament? What's the deal? We don't know.
I think there's supposed to be a firmament. It's supposed to be an area. It's not like it's a barrier per se. It's an area, and I think that's where the stars, the sun, and moon are at. So it's all.
Well, it's got to be some kind of physical barrier because you can't have pressure next to a vacuum without some kind of seal.
I know, but it's not what I'm saying. The firmament is not just the barrier. It's an area that is.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how big it will be, but I mean, it even talks about in the book of Enoch. It really gets a lot of in-depth stuff on that. That's what. Tell
me about Book of Enoch.
Well, the thing that blew my mind the most is that it says that in Judgment Day that the stars not only will I think angels will be, because the fallen angels, they'll be judged, mankind will be, and the stars. It says the stars too, not the sun and moon, just the stars. So so that means that stars are some kind of entity. They're not just a light source. They're actual. That's why they all look different too. They're actual entities of some sort. But it says that they will be judged as well. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, like that's living, odd. like living entities, not just a physical inanimate object, but an animate object.
Yeah, and that's why. Well, that's what they're saying. The wandering stars, which is they say are the planets. They're the ones that disobeyed what they were supposed to do, which was be in the sky and do their thing. And the rest of them are doing their thing. There's 8 or 9. I think there's 8 of them actually. And because the Earth is not really part of the planet stuff, there's only 8 of them that disobeyed what they're supposed to do, and then they're bound to wander. And that's where we get our planets from. And it talks about that in the Book of Enoch. And I was like, wow.
Damn.
Yeah, no,
I think I read through it once.
Huh?
I think I read through it once, but maybe I just wasn't.
I listened to an audiobook. There's an audiobook. It's like 8 hours long. I just listened to it every night for a couple nights, and a few hours a night I listen to it, and it's pretty cool. But make sure if you do that, Get the one that's just the talking, because there's one that has music playing too. It's annoying as fuck. Just listen to the one that's just audio or the vocal only.
Yeah, there's certain scripture ones for King James Bible, and it's like some famous old recording made by some famous announcer from the 1950s or something like that. And his voice sounds like $1,000,000. He sounds like Bob Costas or something. He's just like got this fucking amazing tone, and it's like this perfect takes, perfect cuts of him reading the Bible. But then there's this like cheesy ass classical music that just keeps getting louder and fucking louder and louder in the background.
Oh yeah, like when people when you hear audio, when you hear somebody talking, when you hear them talking, you want to have fucking music distraction, because to me it's a distraction.
Yeah, man, it does.
Especially when it has a crescendo and descendo, when it's crescending and descending, that's really annoying. If it was just in the background and it's subtle, that'd be one thing. But up and down is like, it's just, that's exactly how that book of Enoch, one of the audio books.
I'll find the silent one. Yeah, I'll find the silent one. But man, I remember back in the beginning, a lot of the Flat Earth channels, when they were doing their videos, all their little 10-minute videos, they would all put music in the background, and they would say, "Oh, it sounds more professional that way." But like me, I'm a musician with perfect pitch. So when I hear music, that's all I'm hearing is the music. I just completely did not even pay attention to anything you said, and I'm sitting here breaking down what notes are being played in the music, and I'm mapping it out, and I'm like playing along with it in my mind. I don't even care about what you said.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I try to stay away from the music in the background. Like right now, all my videos, if you notice, none of them have music. The only thing I have sound is the thunder in the beginning and the end, and that's not even part of the video. I took all the sound, because I did have some. I had it so low that you couldn't really hear it anyways. Like especially with my the cooking ones, I had like I can't remember what song it was. But it was just like kind of like a country style melody. Just to have something in the background. But I was like, I don't want that, and so I just took it out, and it's just me talking, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because I can't get on other people about having music in their videos if I have it. So I remade all my videos and no music. That's how you fix that. That's how you not be a hypocrite.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I love your intro that you have now.
The thunder thing, and see, I did that. That's one of the first videos I did.
But you've changed it. Though, because I remember when you used to do the same thing, but then you had like a big puff of smoke, and then you went in reverse with the smoke, and then you like edited that down and like rearranged it. It's more tight, more concise now. It's like really.
I did. It's not as sloppy. Exactly. Yeah, I did. I shortened it up, and then I just did it from a certain point to where I blacked the screen out. So it starts kind of like, oh, here it is. And then at the end, it comes back. It goes back into my mouth. It's like, oh, let me take it back. I did that exactly. I fine-tuned it, and I put the thunder in there. And that's actually my thunder from, I said, you hear all the thunder from over my, well, actually here too. There's a lot of thunder here. So I got a lot of audio clips of thunder. And so it's something.
So that's real thunder?
Yeah, it's a thunder audio clip. So, yeah, and then I just fixed my little warning I have in my videos. I changed that because I do say something about YouTube. When I go to YouTube, when I started using YouTube, I was like, fuck, I got to change that now. I just did that today. So where it says it'll go to a liberal site. That's where they cater to crybaby motherfucking fuck bags like yourself. I changed it to a liberal site, not just YouTube.
Yeah.
So I changed that today. I haven't put on any videos yet. I mean, I was in the middle of doing my last video, and I was like, I'm gonna go and fix that. Like,
these liberals are fucking retarded, bro. They're fucking retards. I mean, like, who can even be a fucking liberal after everything that's been? They're shooting themselves in the foot left and right, man. Every day they do something even more and more stupid. It's like a joke now.
Yeah, see, I've told you, we talked about it. I grew up conservative. I mean, a hardcore conservative. I was Second Amendment. I was literally born with a gun in my hand. I've been around guns my whole life. Everything about the Constitution. I know the Bill of Rights. From one end, it's not just the first 4, 5, because everybody only knows like the 5th one, which I plead the 5th. You don't have to say anything to incriminate yourself. Even in court, that's the whole thing with court. You don't have to take the stand. Because they got to prove that you're guilty. You don't have to prove your innocence. So you don't have to say a fucking word. That's all on them. The burden's on them. That's what people don't get. When you accuse somebody of something, the burden's on them, not you.
Yeah,
but
but
there's
instinctively you want to
yeah, of course.
get it over with and fucking save yourself the time and just prove to them, be like, well, I got witnesses putting me at this other location. That's my alibi. End of story. Bye.
Well, yeah, and that's where a lot of people get caught up in that, and all of a sudden it's always used against them. That's that whole thing. But see, but I still remember. I have to look at it. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, I went to Congress. It's like that. Their stuff, their roles and stuff like that. So this is the 7th and 8th, I think. 9th. But I said the 10 Commandments, the Bill of Rights, the first 10. That's all you really need. Everything else after that, it was designed to destroy the first 10, starting with the 11th. The 11th Amendment. It's called an amendment for a reason. It's to amend something from the first ones.
Yeah,
so all the amendments we have after that are garbage to me. It doesn't matter. I mean, the first 10 took care of everything, but they had to slide shit in and just devalue it all. And how can you make a law to go against the first laws?
Yeah, but explain that to me though, because like I know what you're saying and I know all that's true, but like how does the First Amendment is it the First Amendment, which would be, or how is it the Bill of Rights and then there's the amendments are the Bill of, what is it again?
There's the Bill of Rights is the first chunk of it. Okay. And then they started because they've had that for the longest, and they started doing the Constitution, which has added a bunch of other stuff. I think they thought it was to verify the first 10, but what ended up happening is they started changing stuff to like, oh well, with this, and they started twisting the first 10. And it started with the 11th one. If you look at it, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I've always been aware. But what I was getting at was I've been aware of this stuff my whole life, and it's so funny to see all these liberals. That's why I don't trust. I'm really still leery about the whole walk away thing, because to me, you're a certain way. You're a certain way. You just don't fucking change overnight. For these people, I mean, I hope they do, but I just am really weary about it, especially an adult, and you just all said, oh, yeah, I want to be something else, because I've been this way my whole life. And there's nothing going to change that. So I'm thinking, maybe it's just me thinking that, I'm this way. I'm thinking nobody else should be changing the way they are either. I mean, but I guess if you're in a bad position, you should be changing,
Well, yeah.
So
it's almost like it's the young versus the old now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's almost because it's like the liberal side has just basically hijacked the youth.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have to because they're the most impressionable.
Someone in the chat says, who is the guest? Everyone. I don't know if you guys heard, but I mean, I started the show, 13 minutes and 10 seconds ago. This is Vlad. This is the infamous Vlad, who appears often on The Toilet over on Jed's show, and appears on 1 vs. 1 Me, and appears on Eternal Padawan, and appears on, where else do you show up usually?
Here 12 times now.
Yeah, the record holder of most Validation Boy appearances. Is a highly honored guest, and he's been putting out excellent work lately. Barbra Mcgill says 11th Amendment is about court. Get on here, Barbara. Let's talk. We love you, girl. Get on here. Yeah, the link's right there.
I think it's the 7th and 8th one, or 6th and 7th one is about that too. So the 11th one is discounting if those other two. And I know there's 2 of them that has to do with court stuff. It might be because I know the 5th is the plea of the speedy trial and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Right there, that's what it is, the court stuff.
This is weird. Why did my
what's going on?
It's just weird. It's like everyone's stuff is was showing up, but now it's like stopped on my live stream or on my StreamYard host page. I can't see all the chat that's happening, but over here in the YouTube channel, I can see all kind of chat going on.
I know. I notice it does that. I've had that same thing happen. That's why, and you can't refresh it either because then it kicks you out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't refresh that. Just pay attention to the YouTube side, and there's gonna be a huge delay. I mean, it'll come through, but it's a big time delay.
Yeah. So
Shout out,
Auntie Meg isn't. Oh,
yeah,
go
I say
ahead.
shout out to Auntie Meg.
Auntie Meg is welcome to come in too.
Yeah.
And asking, what are we talking about? We're gonna talk about everything except for, the stuff that people hate when I talk about. We'll
Yeah,
keep it light tonight.
I'm trying to help BB understand that you can't condemn all women with the way he talks about things. Most of them we can, but not all of them, because there's always going to be an exception. Oh,
Yeah,
BB.
I guess. Yeah, yeah. Especially
Well, I
some of
said,
the
I agree
girls.
with you. Most of them are evil, but not all of them. There's just few exceptions. There has to be.
Yeah. There's some women that we hang around on our YouTube community here, Cakes, Barbie. Um,
She,
they get it. They know what I'm all about. They understand.
yeah, because they ain't taking it personal. They ain't taking it personal.
Yeah.
They know how they. What's that? She's slapping her butt over there.
Oh.
Are you telling me to kiss it or kick it? She told me to kiss it. Hey, I'm saying you're one of one of the few.
Yeah, she's
She's
special.
yep.
So yeah, if we could get Vicnoid to come in here, if we can get Barbie McGill in here, we can get Donna Kyle. Remember Donna Kyle's video that I posted? I don't know if you remember. I posted a
I had to
cop. I,
cough.
I posted a video by Donna Kyle, a very small channel, and she was talking
I think
about,
I've seen it. I think I've seen it. If it's in your community part.
yeah, 6 feet apart, 6 feet under.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Have you checked out this channel that made a video about Jane's journey?
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's been commenting through my videos because she lives there in Phoenix. I mean, we were talking about that train wreck because I'm not sure where she lives. I know she has a lot of Globe Miami stuff, so that's outside of Phoenix. But I'm not sure where she's actually located. I haven't asked her. I just know we're talking about Globe Miami because I've drove through there when I was a kid because I had a family lived in Stafford, which is for a little bit further than where that's at, which is the mines. It's a copper and what was it? The copper and what's the other mine? There's another mine there. There's it's a mining community is what it is. Globe Miami, which is Globe slash. That's how it is. It's Globe slash Miami, Arizona. They have a huge giant hole in the ground from the
Why is it
copper
called?
mine.
Why is it called Globe? Is that the name of the company?
It's just the name of the town. It's always been like that. But it's known as Globe slash Miami.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, it's always referenced. I mean, you can look it up on Google Maps. It's how it comes up. It's how the signs are there. That's I think it's two small towns together, so they want to be known as you don't leave one without the other, I guess. But it's been a mine town for decades. It's been there for I don't know how long. I remember as a little kid 4 years ago. That's been there for probably since the 30s or something. But it's really cool. It has a giant hole. There's a big giant mountain. It has because it's all the stuff that they took out of the hole. So it does this thing on the side when you drive by. It has all these giant. I mean, they're not that big, but there's these big old long things. This is waterfall, no soft dirt, so it creates those like lines in the water, cracks in it. But they're giant because it's way up. It's pretty cool. I mean, you do a Google Map search of it, and you can do like the street view, and you can see it.
Is it because they're intentionally trying to erode the rock there?
Well, they had to have somewhere to put it, so they took it out of one side and put it on the other side of the road that goes through the town.
Oh,
Because on one side you can see, I mean, it's a giant hole. But on the other side, it's a big mountain. But, yeah, but me and her were talking about that because she has video of not that spot, but coming out of there heading to Phoenix. There's some, so you've seen the desert, and I was talking about the one thing I missed about Phoenix is the desert is these yellow flowers. Like somebody mentioned the name of it, I can't remember what it is right offhand, but they have this really distinctive sweet smell, and that's when you know you're in the desert. Because Greater Phoenix area, that's not there anymore. So you don't smell it in town. You gotta be outside of Phoenix, but as soon as you hit it, and I think it's only during the summertime too. You won't smell it during the winter because they don't bloom in the wintertime. That's the only thing I miss about Phoenix. Other than that, I would plan on ever going back.
How well do you know Auntie Meg? Is it really a woman?
I don't know. They've see. There's a bunch of people, and I don't know I don't know a lot of these people, and there's people commenting on my videos or saying hi to me, and I'm like, I don't remember a lot of these people. I thought they know me pretty well. It seems like it's just weird. So I'm not sure who that is really right offhand. And I said I can't go to the video, the thing. Maybe I'll copy and paste it over.
Do you think that the StreamYard source page chat was only? Well, no, because they're talking about shit after we went live, but then it just randomly decides to stop at a certain point, and then it just ends there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. I think it's just it's just something that's lagging. Maybe
it's never done that before. It's never done that before because I've had well, maybe it's because I have a guest in here now, but when I've ever done my live streams live just by myself, that shit flows. It just keeps going for the whole show.
Okay.
So
maybe that's what it is.
Comments. And oh, is it because I took my original? It's
no,
because I took.
I don't think it would be that.
I bet you that's what it is.
Maybe so. Try add yourself back and then see what happens. Just put yourself on mute so you don't have a lot of feedback. Make sure it's on mute before you jump back in.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be all three screens on there. Who cares? Trying to get these motherfuckers to join live. I can't. And then the actual live stream chat's just like not moving that much either.
19 people's watching and
oh wow.
Yeah, see now people are coming in. I see it now. Like I see Vic Noid's last one. She did that last one. We have Barbie and then Vic Noid.
Okay, yeah, Barbie's gonna join us in a minute. Sweet. Sweet. I mean, I don't want. I'm gonna fucking do it, man. Let's just. Ah, man. If it doesn't change it, I'll take it off.
Okay, that's all I can do is try it and see.
All right.
Yeah, my eyes starting to itch again. Damn it. Yeah, I was hoping I wouldn't be all fucked up this Saturday. There you go. Just hide yourself. Mute and hide. Just don't refresh. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah, 9. Yep, 3 o'clock. Cakes. Shout out to Cakes.
Is Cakes in here?
Yeah, she's jumped. They said she's just going to sleep. It's 3 a.m. So have a great show.
I don't know where you're even seeing all this, man. I don't even know where you're even seeing all this.
I'm on a YouTube page.
Oh, okay, there we go. Nocturnal Interns joined us. Gignoid. Yeah. What a pain in the ass, man. It used to be a little bit easier with Hangouts.
Yeah. The only thing I like about Hangouts was the jumping back and forth. This is way cooler. We can all be there and it doesn't like override our voices. I mean, we all talk, but it doesn't like override each other. Yeah. It might sound like a clusterfuck of voices, but it's not cutting in and out. It's everybody together, and then obviously we'll stop. But
yeah.
Nancy Meg said, yeah, no, it says about the satellite internet. Yeah, that's like the worst ever.
I don't have that. I just got Wi-Fi on a cable.
Well, Auntie Meg is saying is what she has. She says, yes, I'm a woman. Well, one reason I think we mentioned because you never know these days who's who.
Yeah. Not calling you a tranny or nothing weird like that. Just saying we don't know if it's a guy just pretending to be a female's name sometimes.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Just so they can like Because if you think about it, when women show up in a chat or what is perceived to be a woman, people treat them better, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because women have the advantage.
Yeah, they get to murder their own children without no questions asked, except for when.
Yeah.
What else can they? What else do they need? What else do they want? I mean, geez.
We could go down that rabbit hole, geez, but let's not. Let's not.
That's if I want to kill their husbands, huh?
They do, and they get away with it most of the time.
No, I've seen a lot of stuff. These murder porn shows, and this is a real life ones, not the made up shit. You know, it's actual footage of the everything, and not very many of them get away with it. I mean, they're going to prison, and a lot of them are in there for life. Now, I mean, they're showing the ones that actually happens to. I mean, there's a lot of other ones that don't happen to, but the ones I've been watching, yeah, they ain't getting away with shit, and a lot of them still deny it, even though all the evidence points to it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting.
Well, I rewatched the entire series of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over the course of like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Fucking 6 seasons of it. Yeah, and each season has like 22 episodes. I just watch like 4 or 5 a day. And damn, man, I love that stupid ass show, man. I love that stupid show.
I still haven't brought myself around to seeing it. I remember you told me about it. Well, you didn't say I should watch it, but you say I can check it out. And
yeah,
I should check it out.
It's sci-fi as fuck, you know. And the bad thing is though is that over the last final 3 seasons of the show, because this is the seventh season and it's the end of it, but season 5, 6, and 7 have all been centered around time travel, jumping back and forth to time travel, and it's all like, man, are we just watching like Back to the Future, but on a more serious side and stuff? And it's like, well, they ran out of ideas, and it seems to be the most interesting thing. So everything's about traveling through time and like all the paradoxes. And then there's like 2 characters, and they have like a grandson, but then the grandson goes back in time with them, and all this shit. And then it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And he helps them solve puzzles that save his life, which in turn saves their lives, which means that he gets to be born later on, and all this stuff. It's really
that sounds like Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, I've noticed about some of these shows that most of them, they only last about maybe 1 or 2 seasons. After the 3rd season, I'm sorry, 2 or 3 seasons. After the 3rd season, most shows just go to shit, especially the sci-fi stuff. I was watching. Have you ever seen The 100?
No, but I've heard everyone say it's so good.
The first 3 seasons are okay. I think it's on its 7th season now, but the rest of them are stupid. It's just so stupid. But the first 2 are actually okay, where it's like, okay, because it doesn't really show other than them being up in the air. So they're not really in space. They're up in the air waiting because that's something happened in the future, and they're kind of up there waiting to come back down, which, okay, I can accept that because they're not out in space. They're just hovering above the Earth. And they're waiting, you know what I'm saying? So then they go down, they send 100 kids that are these troublemakers. So if anything happens to them, there's no big deal. And then all this stuff happens, you know, and they end up finding other people that's actually still on the Earth. I'm gonna, you know, spoiler alert, but you know, that's at the first couple of episodes, so it's not like some big surprise, you know. So then all this stuff happens, and then it's very interesting. But the thing is that after the 3rd season, it just went to shit because it's how much more can you do? But they just kept adding on to adding stress. It's like, this is just ridiculous, you know, because they weren't supposed to. If they went down, they weren't supposed to go back up. You know, they were trapped. And all of a sudden, they find something that they can go back up to this thing. You know, and the only reason they were going down is because they're running out of air and all the supplies and stuff. They were up there for like 100 years or something. You know, they were only. It was just, so you have to watch it. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I would suggest at least the first 2 seasons. You might not like it the first one. And my mom, she's a huge sci-fi fan, right? She loves sci-fi, and she watched like maybe 10 minutes of the fucking first episode. She's like, "This is dumb," and then wouldn't watch it. I was like, "What the fuck?" But it was something I could see maybe happening, just because I said it wasn't it could almost be real because this gym just hovering, basically just floating in above the earth. That I can accept.
Yeah.
But so it was kind of interesting to look at that and say, okay. But then it just got so ridiculous in the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh. I didn't even watch the seventh one, I don't think. My girlfriend.
I watched that show.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was okay for like a couple seasons,
Yeah, exactly.
but I got so tired of the girl, the little blonde-headed girl.
Oh yeah. What's her name?
Clark.
Clark. Oh yeah.
I was ready to strangle her with my own bare hands.
I know.
And then the other girl that was like this kick-assery fighter.
Octavia. Yeah, Octavia. That's the one I liked the most. Is Octavia.
Yeah, I was like, dang it. And she got daggum ugly there in that show, didn't she?
Yeah, they had to because they had to make her, the other girl more attractive.
Yeah, because that Octavia girl is super cute.
I mean, she just played the badass because she was like the outcast. Well, I don't even think outcast, but she was not known because remember she was a secret that whole time. So she had something to prove that way. So she was always hardcore with stuff. But yeah,
I don't even know what's happening with it now. I just thought like the first 2 seasons were kind of cool because the way everything kind of played out with them sending the children out to find something, and it was all a panic, and they were worried about food and all kind of crap. And I was like, damn, I got hooked on it, but then it got retarded, and I was like, no.
And her mother, that's the one I would like to strangle, that fucking annoying bitch.
Oh yeah, with
the doctor,
and she's and she's like got all doped up, and the guy there, what was the guy that she fell for?
I can't remember who it was, but
did they bring him back to life or something?
I think so because I think it's into the 6th season. No, I was just watching because I said my girlfriend kind of liked it, so we watched it. And they're all still they're still alive as far as I remember. I can't remember what happens. They always I put them in a position where you think they're dead and they're not.
Cause see, I thought the one dude, the dude that the mama liked so much.
Yeah, he was the chancellor or something like that.
Yeah, but no, didn't they switch him into a young man's body or some weird thing like that?
I don't remember that. It's been a while since I watched it.
And all of a sudden, that old guy's like in this 25-year-old hunky guy's body. And he's like, I love you. I couldn't watch it. I'm pretty sure. Like, that was the last bit I watched, and I was like, no.
Okay, Mark Smith is saying the Book of Enoch was the first sci-fi. Huh. Interesting. I'm looking at my computer over here.
I never thought of it that way.
Now like this, not looking all weird. Whoops.
Oh, I'm so tired. I know I look weird, and I don't care. It's like, whatever. Whatever, I don't care.
Do the split screen.
It's been a long day, man. That was a pretty cool little stream D had there earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie. You mean today? Yeah, okay. I thought, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like checking out all the different plants and stuff and trees. And it actually looks quite nice. I mean,
yeah.
The only thing I noticed about a lot of the, like in Europe, is the trees seem much smaller. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Than we have here. You know, we have huge trees. They're fat and tall as hell, and it was beautiful.
I was going to mention in chat, there's that one tree, that oak tree that's in I think it's in, honey, where's that oak tree? Is it in Biloxi? Is it in Biloxi or New Orleans? That one
Which
it's like 15 or 20 feet wide. It's not the circumference, it's like 15 feet wide. I
are
mean,
you
at the
talking
base,
about the angel oak?
I don't know. Is that what it's called? Honey? Is it Angel Oak? Is that what it's called? She's not sure.
Well,
I can't remember seeing.
there's one in South Carolina that's called the angel oak. It's so massive they have to hold like parts of it up with guy wires. But
Okay, yeah.
they claim it's been around since Christ.
Oh wow. But this is in it's between Biloxi and New Orleans somewhere. And yeah, I have a picture of me from like 10 years or 10, 15 years ago when I came out when I used to come out and visit my sister. And I'm like, I look tiny. I'm like this big, and this sucker is massive. I mean, it is this huge. It's just so wide. I say it's not the circumference is 15 feet. It's looking at it straight on. It's 15 feet wide at the base of it.
It looks like you're standing in front of like a garage, something as wide as a garage, right?
It's bigger than that. I'm gonna see if I can find it on I don't know where the hell I even look for it. I know it's on the coast. It's on the coastline because it's when that one road where you follow the coast.
Yeah, but don't you think stuff like that, like plant life and stuff like that, is so interesting?
Oh yeah.
It's like amazing when you look at trees and stuff like that. I mean, even I have plants all over my house, but even just to look at the smallest little plant, it's just amazing.
I never seen moss before. No, that moss I never seen before up close. And then I was taking pictures of it one day. You know, I was walking around here when I first came out here, and I looked at it. I was like, oh my god, it's like little tiny little flowers. I thought it was like this, like how algae is. I thought it was like that. I didn't realize it was little tiny little flowers. Basically, that's what it looked like to me. And when you zoom in on it, it's like.
Oh, you mean the Spanish moss, yeah?
No, it's the one that's on the ground. There's the Spanish moss is up in the trees.
Oh, okay, no, okay, I gotcha.
It's
Moss
like
on the ground.
Huh?
Moss that's on the ground. I mean, I know about the grayish. It's like light green and almost gray looking. Like moss, it just looks like strings. Looks like hair. Looks like
yeah, that's the Spanish moss. That's Spanish moss. That's the stuff that's in the oak trees, actually. But no, this is on the ground. It's like near the trees, but it's just really bright green now. I mean, I have to do some videos of it. We have to go out and somewhere where it's actually pretty much anywhere.
Just looks like weeds.
No, it looks like it just looks green, like a solid green until you get really close to it. And you had a camera, I zoomed in on it, and it's like these little tiny little flowers. That's just layers and layers of them. And I was like, whoa! I didn't know that's what that looked like up close. I just thought it was
quite
solid.
delicate.
I thought it was solid. Maybe with some bumpiness to it.
We don't get that in this part of South Carolina. Austin and stuff, where it's closer to the ocean, I think there's more of it. But where I'm at now, we don't. I know what you're talking about, though.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Cigar Face and David Sawyer. Oh, and Shikanala King. Yeah, and there's no trees on planet Earth.
Jed did a really good video sometime back. I cannot remember when, but he did the video about that monkey puzzle tree. Now there's an interest. It's called a monkey puzzle tree, and it's like prehistoric. There's two trees that I'm aware of that go back, what they say, prehistoric, and that's the magnolia tree and this monkey puzzle tree. You have to go look through his videos because it's an interesting looking tree. It's kind of wild looking, but they're like supposed to be two of the oldest trees on the earth. I knew about the magnolia tree. And the way it got over to Europe was when the settlers came to the U.S., they were sending them back to the kings and stuff and the noble people to plant there. So that's how it got there. That's what I read anyway.
like I guess they would get the tree growing for like a couple months and then send the little potted plants over there and let it.
Like saplings they were sending over there, yeah. Because technically it shouldn't be in Europe, is what I was reading. But I honestly didn't know like how far back those trees went. For
I
some
know.
reason, they remind me of a funeral. I don't know why, but you know that sick smell of magnolia? It's like, ugh.
Uh-huh.
It just makes me think of death. It's terrible, but it
I think
does.
they use those flowers at funerals.
Maybe somewhere in my life I went to a funeral and there they were, but I don't. I mean, the tree itself is quite attractive, but the flowers smell like shit.
They say that Parmesan cheese, the smell of Parmesan cheese is the smell of decaying meat. It's like the same molecules or particles or whatever that are dying in the Parmesan Romano cheese are the same bacterias and particles and stuff that happen on dead meat. And that's why
I don't doubt it.
that's why our noses are attracted to it, like automatically. I put Parmesan cheese on fucking everything I eat almost.
Yeah, but have you ever put it on popcorn and noticed that it smells like stinky feet big time?
Well, it smells like stinky feet just by itself. Yeah, I mean,
Near as bad as when you put it on popcorn. It's like, woo.
I like
Yeah,
I like extremely sharp cheddar cheeses, and I love pickles, and I love fucking all kind of salty and bitter and sour shit. I love that stuff.
yes,
I've always had a taste for it.
I don't like sharp cheddar cheese. I like Monterey Jack and the pepper jack. Obviously, because Monterey Jack. Colby, I like Colby too. Oh, I
Can't
love
stand
blue
Colby
cheese.
cheese.
I like blue cheese though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Blue cheese.
I'm not a fan of sharp cheddar cheese.
Barbie, I
I'm,
didn't know you. I didn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump on with my laptop because my phone's right ready to die.
Okay, you want me to remove this one and then add you in?
Yeah. I'm gonna jump
You,
off of here now.
you still got the link?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to jump on with my laptop. I already got it set up, so I'll do it real quick.
Yeah, Barbie, I didn't know you were so into all that botany and all that stuff.
Oh man, are you kidding me? I love plants. They're all over my house. It'd be hard for me to show you because I'd have to like turn my laptop all kind of ways. But I've got them everywhere.
Okay.
I find it more than interesting. Isn't life dull without some plants?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I live in
I
a
mean,
damn
yeah,
concrete jungle. I live in a concrete jungle. I live in a third floor apartment where there ain't shit around me. It ain't nothing
you
but
can see
concrete.
part of one here. And I got like orchids and rabbit's foot ferns, and I got trees, and I have more plants than I have good sense. I can tell you that much.
You ever
It's
get
a
worried
full
about?
time.
You
Go
ever get
ahead.
worried? You ever get worried about having bugs show up because of the plants, like little gnats and stuff like that, like annoying little bugs and stuff?
I mean, I don't have that problem. I think that happens when you like overwater them, and there's like an excessive amount of moisture in the soil. Can it almost looks like little fruit flies, if that makes sense?
Yeah. And if you leave the windows open too much, they'll come in because they'll be attracted to
Yeah.
that. But yeah, if you keep it separate like that, you're good. But I just
I
know
try
some.
to I try to take good care of mine and kind of make them look attractive and not crappy looking. Because then if someone comes in and they look crappy, it's like ugh. But I have particular kinds that I get that I think do well for where I'm at. So,
Yeah.
but my outside planting this year bombed like big time because I planted some vegetables and stuff. I don't
Okay.
know what happened to them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know where they went. And then the other day, I looked out in my backyard, and there's like 3 or 4 wee little You know those like tomatoes that look like grapes? They're in my
Yep.
backyard, and I'm pretty damn sure I put the seeds in the front yard. So I was like, huh, that looks like a tomato. And then I looked over and there was another one and another one. So
Maybe
the wind must have took my seeds and ran with them.
that, or maybe some critters were digging around, some moles or something were digging around far out on the edge of the yard, and then they took them around the back and maybe even pooped them out back there or something. Or
Something, because when I first saw the little tomato plants, I was like, huh, you know how you look at something and you think, okay, did I see that right? I had to actually get up and go touch it to make sure they were little tomatoes.
you think you're gonna eat them?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna eat them. Hell yeah.
You sure that they're exactly what you think they are? They're not gonna be some
Hell
fucking
yeah.
poison berry and shit.
No, I planted the seeds because like a couple years back or whatever, before I deleted my last channel, this nice subscriber of mine sent me this envelope full of seeds. So like every year I plant a few or whatever. Now I do have cucumbers coming up and some green peppers and some jalapeno peppers and strawberries.
Has either of you guys ever pickled cucumbers?
Yeah.
You never done it?
I hate cucumbers.
You like pickles?
That's funny. I hate cucumbers, but I love pickles.
Pickles are cucumbers, bro.
I know, but see, I love tomatoes, but I hate ketchup.
Oh yeah, ketchup is weird.
It's disgusting. And see, what's the other one? There's another one that's but I do like prunes and plums. Prunes are fucking delicious.
Ew.
I like them too.
They're good. And they don't give me the shits. And they're supposed to be a diuretic. And I've never had any problems with them. And I've eaten whole bags of those son bitches. But yeah, I never knew that prunes. I never knew for the longest that prunes were plums, dried plums. I mean, it's been about 20 years, but when I was growing up, I never was like, oh, gross. I didn't know what they were. I just knew they gave you the shits. And I was like, plums. I love plums. I love I love raisins and grapes.
Yeah. Raisins are one thing, but prunes, they're like big raisins that are like flavorless. Can't
Oh no, what? You're crazy.
Not if you-
Apricots. I love dried apricots too.
I love
If
that
you
shit, yeah.
have some good prunes, man, them things are what? Them things are good now.
They feel like a squishy bug, like you're eating a big squishy flavorless bug.
Don't. But to the pickle making question,
Yeah, so you've done that before, and how long did you leave it? How long was the process?
well, it depends on what kind. Now, I make some that are called refrigerator pickles. So, like, you just cut up all the cucumber and then you put, excuse me, vinegar and sugar.
What kind of vinegar?
Well, in the past, I used white vinegar. You could use either. You sugar and mustard seed and celery seed and what's the orange spice? Is it turmeric? I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then you and you can put onion in there too.
Okay.
And you heat it up and you just pour it in the jars and you can keep them in the fridge for like 6 months or something.
I've always been interested to see how long it takes for a cucumber to actually become a pickle.
Dill pickles are a little bit more work because you got to actually can those appropriately. You know, where you get that seal and stuff.
Yeah, airtight, right?
And it's been a long time since I've done any canning. I know how. It's just that I'm lazy and yeah.
Probably don't got no need to do it right now.
I mean, no, because like most of the kids are not here. And my son wouldn't touch any of that stuff with your mouth. He's just like, you know. And so if I make all that stuff, it'll sit here and waste. And then I end up throwing it all out or eating it and getting fatter and fatter and fatter.
So
You
how's
see
your
the mark, the light mark, like right here? Watch. It's just
Oh
there's a
yeah,
light on the other side of the laptop.
that's weird. Yeah, now that you say it.
I was like, man, I look worse than I feel because I fucking when I said earlier I was getting that heat and I was like, what? I was like, that's a pretty hard line. And I was like, whoa, okay, it's the fucking light doing that.
Yeah, because the bottom part's like gray and the other part's like yellow.
I gotta be like this then. So at least all gray. Actually, it's a blue tint off the screen light.
Hey, Lou.
So what else did you think about Dee's stream? So what's up with those rolling hills out there? You think that those are like burial grounds, or you think that's just natural formations?
Oh, like the Vikings?
Yeah, like I was joking around. I was like, those are Viking burial mounds. But I mean, maybe they are, but they're probably not.
It could
Well,
be.
I mean, I don't know. I've actually seen like the Viking burial grounds, you know, the hills and stuff. They don't do that anymore. How you can see, some of them are damn big too. I mean, you wonder how many people's in that mound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there is some guy in Norway. I can't remember the details, but I will tell you this. That, like, I guess his ancestors and stuff were buried on the ground behind his place or whatever. And you, like, go by there and see him sitting out there or something all the time on top of it. I don't know about, like, Europe or UK if they did stuff like that. I don't know.
I was looking up graveyards here, see if I can find any more. And there's one right by, maybe about a mile from that one I was at the other day. And but it's a Jewish graveyard. And it's been here since 1834.
Oh.
I was like, holy crap. I mean, it's kind of like tucked away. It's not on a major road. You got to kind of drive into a neighborhood. So I've never been by it because I was looking at the map and it's buried in a neighborhood. I'm like, well,
does it still get used?
Huh?
Is it still active and still getting used today?
I'm not really sure. I know they have stuff because they had like, if you look at the website, it has a website and stuff, and it has all kinds of events that they do there. Because part of the Jewish, I guess there's a church there, or so whatever they call it, church,
Synagogue.
Wherever they go, they're doing their little thing and their Jew stuff. Because they had a whole list of stuff that goes on there. It's just the cemetery is behind it.
That's where they go and chop up fucking babies' penises and suck their blood.
Oh God, here we go. And I was just thinking, curse you, Vlad, because you know you have the wrong 3 people in the same place to start this stuff. Oh.
Yeah, let's not even go there. I mean, that's like instant ban.
Yeah, we'll be put in jail before the night's up.
I was going to look into it, and there's people that's done it when they've sued the hospital that circumcised them. I want to do that. I'm going to sue the doctor. Well, actually, I can't. I guess the doctor that did me, he's been dead for years, it was a private practice because I had it done outside of the hospital. But yeah, I feel like I've been mutilated.
But isn't that just such a weird?
But just the act of it being cut off is, to me, it's been mutilated. Yeah,
it's such a weird practice, though. It's so strange.
It's they say I always tell everybody they took the best part of me.
Well, you know, I did mine. I did my own by myself last week in the sink with a butter knife.
Oh shit!
See,
I have nephews that had one of them had a son, and there was a big issue when he was born. Like that was like 2. I think he's gonna be 3 now, so it's like 3 years ago, and they ended up circumcising him, but they were telling the mother not to do it. And she ended up, falling for the whole doctor bullshit. So they were asking, we're all talking about it, and that's why I came up with that. They took the best part of me. So it's like a running joke in the family.
Oh damn!
It's so funny, man. One of my first jobs, I worked at a fucking Subway or some shit, and it was like I was there with my best friends, and he was a fucking weird, funny dude, and he he had problems with his skin on his hands because he was real active. He did lots of like work with stuff, so his hands were always like cut up and pieces of skin like kind of like rough and stuff like that all around his hand, always flaking off and stuff. And he'd make shit, and his fucking skin and shit would go into into the subs. He was like, "There's a little bit of me in every piece of fucking work that I do." I was like, "Oh man, it's so gross, man." People out there were fucking eating this dude's like fingernails and shit. And no matter what he did, he couldn't fucking help it. It's just that's the way it was. But yeah, I remember that.
Gloves. That's why you need gloves.
Yeah, this is back in the days, 20 years ago, before you
Okay.
just would wash your hands and make the food, before the gloves.
That's why I don't like to eat out. I'm like, that's my thing. I'm not a fan of restaurants because they could scratch their nuts and then put your
That doesn't really
food.
happen. That doesn't really happen. Stuff like that really doesn't happen.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, no. I've been working in kitchens for like fucking 25 years. Like I've never seen someone like do something that's so nasty that you're like, damn, dude, you're really gonna fucking do that and then serve that to the customer? I've never really seen it. I've never seen anybody like spit in anybody's food. And I've worked at all different. It happens, but it's like so rare, and it's like usually someone that they know, and it's like, oh, that's that fucking dude who dumped my sister 2 years ago, and she fucking hates his guts. I'm gonna spit in his food, and then tell her. But like that's like so rare, something like that. Even when customers piss you off, you still don't do that because what if they catch you? Then not only is the customer pissed, then your boss comes down on you for like 2 hours about
lawsuits.
Yeah, there's lawsuits, and the boss will come down on you about like, you're ruining our brand. Now we have to fire you. I liked you so much. What the fuck's wrong with you? It's just too much. It's not worth it.
I'm not necessarily saying malicious acts either. I'm just saying like people are not so conscious about what they do.
Laziness too. Yeah. Sometimes like sometimes the butter will be like a day past expiration, and the boss will just be like, open that morning and then serve the first 5 or 6, items with that butter from yesterday or something like that, and then realize, oh shit, that's yesterday's, and they'll switch it out. So if you're one of those first couple customers, you're a little bit unlucky, but it's nothing that's really gonna like kill or hurt anybody. It's just stuff like that.
I got food poisoning years ago when I lived in Daytona. I went to a Red Lobster, and the next morning, it took about 8 hours. Man, I woke up and thought I was going to die, dude. And I thought I was going to die. And that's what the doctor said. It was the fish that I ate. Yeah. And ever since then, I'm just like paranoid as hell. Because if you actually get real food poisoning, you'll know it.
Oh, yeah. I had once. I ate some bad roast beef, and it feels like needles are trying to shoot out of your stomach. And you can't stop. You can't stop shitting and piss, or shitting and puking. It just nonstop. But yeah, I feel like to me, it's like needles come out of your stomach, like it's trying to blow out. It hurts so.
It's horrible, and I felt fine like after I ate and for the rest of that evening. However, the doctors were saying it takes like 8 hours to actually get sick.
68 hours.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So ever since then, I've just been like, I get pizza sometimes and I feel like pizza is like the safest option out of all of them.
I was just going to say that pizza is safe. Oh, yeah.
Because the ingredients, any kind of fish, you're playing with fire when you have, especially seafood. That's the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, pizza is, because it's obviously it's being baked or cooked a certain way, and you can't. And that's the stuff's bad in the beginning, and usually I think it kills a lot of that stuff. If there is even some a little bit bad, I think the heat from the oven kills a lot of that too. So you rarely have food poisoning from, at least I think.
I've never heard of it. I don't eat pizza anymore because I've stopped eating the carbohydrates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I were to get something from somewhere outside of my own kitchen, it's pizza. I feel comfortable with pizza, but everything else is like no, 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 no.
Do you ever get other type of items from a pizza place that aren't necessarily pizza, like just breadsticks or just like a pizzone or like a, like a calzone or like a.
I also think Calzones is a place in Phoenix. It's on. I think it's called Vito's. It's Vito's. Some Italian place. And it's a little hole in the wall. I haven't got one in probably 20 years, but that's the only calzones I've ever liked. And they make it fresh right there, right in front of you. It takes like 15 minutes or so, but they make it all right there. Dough and all. Well, I would say dough is kind of made, but they put it together and it's right there in front of you. So that's the only ones I've ever tasted that were good.
It's a pizza omelet. That's what a calzone is. It's a pizza omelet.
What? Yeah.
You just take stuff. It's a pizza burrito, basically, but cooked.
Yeah, I used to love some calzones now.
A pizza taco. Yeah. It's sealed up. Oh, yeah, that's the only place I ever had them that were good. I've had them before, but I was like, ugh. I don't know what they do to them, but they were so good. I think that place still exists. I mean, that's been, I say, it's 20 years since I've had one.
I gotta let my dogs out. I'll be right back.
Shout out to, who the hell is it? OJ McBaggins.
Also known as OJ McBaggins.
Yeah, there you go. See, you say it cool. I'm just OJ McBaggins.
I just like saying that name. It just has a good tone.
Yeah, and see, OJ, he was my number one viewer. I mean, it's the first one I always watched all my live streams back in the day. He was always there, so it's a huge shout out to him. Even though I'm on Validation Boy.
OJ McBaggins.
He's a stalker too.
He does what you do, huh?
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while. What are you doing, OJ? Where the hell you been? Now I want him to jump on. Yeah, OJ, I don't know if you've been watching my videos or not, but I got a new series on the Saturdays. It's going to be this Saturday at 5 p.m. Doing a quick plug. You're more than welcome to jump on. It's called The Outhouse. The Outhouse. Now, anybody in here is more than welcome to jump on.
I'm just ripping through fucking bong after bong, dude.
Lucky you.
Just shredding it, bro. Shredding it.
Rick says Vlad is the nicest guy. You just know it. Yeah, I am. I don't wish no ill will towards anybody, but don't be getting in my fucking face.
Especially not Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't get in my face. We'll be cool. But I don't try to get out and cause problems and stuff. That's just stupid.
This dumbass thing says new comments. Okay, yeah, get away. Fuck. Damn, I couldn't read the bottom comment because it was fucking stupid thing.
Now I'm cooled down from earlier, man. Woof.
I know, I'm fucking around in that garage, man. But it's cooler outside.
Saturday was what I've been doing. Because I'm like, it's about maybe the past month I've been working on doing that. What I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I'm literally fronting on you now, Vlad. What good playa? Okay, what the hell? What does that even mean?
He's saying he's bowing up on you from behind the screen. What you gonna do about it? That's what he's saying.
I ain't gonna do nothing. I said, just don't get up in my face. We're not face to face. Let's not do that face to face. Please don't. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Let's see what this comment says.
Yeah, today.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Our lemon parsley vinaigrette was bubbling, and the prep guy said, it's mostly oil. Well, it's temped out at 76 degrees. Ugh. I had to make the shit to order all day. Well, beta fucker. I don't understand. I don't understand what he's talking about.
Making a homemade house-made vinaigrette from scratch.
All right, Barbie, do you eat chicken
Yeah.
wings?
I used to, but I'm not anymore. I'm trying to lose some weight, man.
Yeah, you're looking good. You've
Everything's
lost weight.
a little, not enough. And I actually, week before last, Friday before last, I did a 4-day water fast. 4 days. I didn't have a lick of food. I'm going to tell you, I could have ate the raw ass off of wildcats. I was hungry. I'm not kidding. And then I started like on the keto stuff. I think it's a bunch of nonsense, but we'll see. You know, because in the last few years, since my health's been kind of up and down, then the weight just sticks to me like glue. I mean, my ass won't fit through a door before it's over with if I don't do something about it, you know. It's just the facts.
What's this little buddy's name?
Oh, this is Mr. Lewis. He is the boss.
Boss man.
He is the old fella. He'll be 13 in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I remember you saying he was 12 years old the other day.
Yeah, him's a good old. He used to be a nasty little bastard, but since he's gotten older, he's become quite, you know.
Did you have his balls
nice.
snipped? Did you have his balls snipped off?
Yeah, I did.
That's what did it. That's probably when it changed.
Hey, so do we believe this whole thing that they're set that 7-year thing about their age? So they're actually 7 times that right there. Or do you think that's just made up crap?
I think it has to do with in relation to how their skin and their organs progress as compared to like a human's body's progression of our organs. So I think there's probably
come up with the 7 years.
Yeah, like they say, like, oh, they've tested their eyes all throughout their life, and they see that it arcs at a certain capacity, and then it goes down just like the way a human would. So they compare the two, and they do the math, and they say, oh, it's about a 7-year different, like a 7-year relative. Like
I always wondered how they came up with that.
Yeah, like I think that's how they do it. Is just with little things like that. Like they compare like what it would be like. Just VB saying he hates women makes me want to make him like me. Maybe it's a woman thing. Ah ha 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 ha. They're starting to figure it out, bro. No, but you know what? I gotta say this. Over on 1vs1me on Sunday that just passed, Barbie was laying the smack down on their candy asses. Barbie was kicking ass left and right, taking no names, here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and she was all out of bubble gum.
I got carried away after.
No, you were ace. You were ace in the hole that day. You were fucking awesome that day. That was one of the best the best showings I've ever seen of Barbra Mcgill. That was fucking awesome.
The best part is you had no apologies either.
Yeah.
Well,
you almost started to do it, and you backed off, and I was like, yes, just keep going, don't back down. That's all you gotta do.
That one guy got me going with the whole. Doctor said she had cancer from getting her butt whooped, and I mean, come on, that can be an extenuating circumstance of the disease or a non-helper, because stress obviously lessens the oxidation to the body. However, let's not pick any bones about it. An intelligent person will come to the conclusion that cancer is most likely a fungus. Probably all diseases are most likely a fungus.
Yeah, well, they're all mineral deficiencies of some sort, vitamin or mineral.
You know, and they do actually say that most people within a lifetime will have had and fought off cancer, not even knowing it, like 7 times.
It's a thing your body naturally does when it's healthy.
So if you're introducing the body into stress mode, and then you've got a fungus passing through and you're not able to process it, but I don't know. He went up one side of me and down the other.
Yeah. That was Alan
And
Allen, right? Was it Alan Allen doing it, or was it
no, it
Alan?
was that Anunnaki guy.
Oh, Anunnaki, that's right.
And he seems like a nice guy, don't get me wrong.
He's a nice guy, but that guy is a bullshitter. He's one of those people that could just bullshit and they'll just say anything just so that their voice is constantly heard. I don't he's nice enough, but I don't really like people like that too much. And there's been plenty of them in this scene over the years, guys who can just blah, 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 and they'll just completely contradict themselves just so they could keep talking. And it's like, what do you need that for? What does he need that? What does he get out of that? I like to. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just strange because
I'm not trying to trash him. I'm not trying to trash him.
No, I'm not either. However, what he said was trash. I said it then and I'll say it now and I'm sticking to it. I don't believe that. Even though I think doctors a lot of times are, I don't know the right word. And I don't like to give medical advice stuff because that's something we should stay away from. However, I just don't see a professional putting his career on the line by saying, look, your sister's getting knocked around some. It's called stress, and now she's got cancer as a result.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what he said. And then he said, and are you calling me a liar? And then I'm just I've said a whole string of stuff after that. And he goes and repeats exactly what I said in a different fashion and is giving me a rash of shit over it. And I was like, wait a second there, fella. I was trying to be nice. But what do you do? I mean,
you were kicking Alan Allen's ass too.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's what I remember the most. I mean, I knew shutting down Anunnaki because of the stuff he was saying, but the Alan Allen guy, I remember you just tearing into him.
I have a little bit of a temper to me. I mean, basically, most times I'm quite nice. But I don't want to say the word temper. Maybe I get passionate about stuff.
Yeah.
And then certain aspects of that turn into a bit of a temper.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it, a number of things, and I think
I've heard you.
I think people knows what that is, so I won't get into it now. But yeah, I know what you mean about the passion thing. It's not anger per se, but you get fucking pretty.
But that guy was in the chat, though. You're talking. Oh, I know. You're talking about that douchebag that was in the chat.
Allen, yeah. The thing is, the motherfucker is relentless. He's just relentless, and he's like. He's straight out of the fucking psychotic commie leftist playbook. Every damn thing that he says it's straight out of fucking Joseph Stalin's fucking.
That's why I already know who he is. I don't have to see him. That's why his a couple comments he's made in the very beginning a couple weeks ago. I knew who he was because of what he was saying. It's like I already know you, motherfucker. I don't need to see.
Well, he did say he was Swedish, so
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I know his mindset. When I say that, it's his mindset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the way he was wording things, that's that communist liberal bullshit that they do this. It's that back and forth and they twist shit around and try to get you caught up by saying something that you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, when somebody knows what they're talking about, you can't get them caught up. But somebody trying to do that to somebody, it just shows how even more. He kept trying to turn shit on me. He
was being ugly. And then what he did to Cakes, I thought was pretty horrible because I picked up exactly what he had done. Yes, because basically what he was insinuating is that she wasn't clever enough to speak her own mind. It's like, wait a minute, asshole. You don't get the right to sit there and assume you know what people are thinking that are actually putting themselves out there for you to watch.
How funny of that idiot to say that too, because he's the one that's fucking gets every single one of his talking points straight from the fucking, his little beloved leaders and whatnot, and what have you.
He kind of admitted that though, didn't he? Didn't he say You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
Google everything and blah, blah. And he was giving Vlad such a tough time. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my
Let me ask you guys this: how much of our conflict comes from the fact that us three, the ones that were going in hardest on him, probably overall, generally, are all Americans, and therefore we're all kind of like right-wing individualists naturally. And then over there in Europe, they're all kind of like collectivists naturally and socialists, and that's why in Britain they have socialist fucking healthcare, and they're damn near commie anyways. You know, they're all half of them live on the dole and shit. And it's just like how much of it is because we're American and he's such a damn European.
A whole lot of it. That's why I said he is Swedish. Don't get me wrong. The Swedish are, like I was saying about their advancement on TV and stuff.
The
You
Swedish are
guys
probably the
freak
Swedish are
out.
yeah, I know. The Swedish are probably some of the most extreme liberal of all of them. Like those Nordic countries seem to be even more liberal than mainland Europe.
Yeah, it's different.
And then the farther east you go in Europe, the more right wing they are.
Hmm.
The one thing I noticed different about like Norway is that they are extremely interested in the American Democratic Party. Like when the election happened with
Because they want us to be fucking lefties like them. Because those Nordic countries, those Viking countries, are the ones that have taken in the most immigrants against the will of their people.
oh God, it's horrible.
They're by
I don't
far
even
the
want
worst.
to go there. And people are like getting upset about it. And you can't blame them. But this was something that I was saying in a chat the other night about, naturalization. And we really don't have that right anymore. In fact, very few. It's one thing to fill out all this paperwork and pay all that money and wait for them to approve someone to bring someone over. But that's not your right to naturalize someone. And I think what they're doing, these governments, is it's going to be hard for me to explain. Let me try to do it really quick. I think
I'll tell you, Barbie, real quick. I'll tell you, it's called the Kalergi Plan, and I've been making fucking videos about it for 2 years. It's the Kalergi Plan.
And is it like, because they're taking away individuals' rights to naturalize, so then as a whole they have all these rights, and they immigrate all these people into these countries legally. One day they're going to say we legally did it, and I think it's going to come back to this naturalization and you not being able to do that anymore. And Norway, oof, man.
Define what you mean by the naturalization. Like, how are you using that?
Well, you have the right, like if you went to another country and you fell in love with someone, or vice versa, you have the right to bring that person to your country without all the strings and monies attached, and naturalize them as an American citizen or a Norwegian citizen
Through marriage?
If I'm not mistaken, you have to marry. Now, don't quote me on that. But no, that's not how it works. You got to go through this enormous process, and and at the same time that you're waiting for all this, and the one person you'd like to bring, or vice versa, they've already immigrated someone in their place. I think that's kind of how it works. It's definitely not like after Vietnam War and stuff.
So why
it's
do you
like
think,
after Vietnam War, you know how many men naturalized Vietnamese women and children.
Well, they were in the military though, so that's not the same thing as a non-military citizen going there and then trying to bring someone back.
Check it out. Look into naturalization and the difference between that and like this. Is it a K2 engagement visa, or I think that's what it's called, and it's like thousands of dollars and this unbelievable process. But at the same time that they're going through all that, they're letting all these absolute pieces of shit into countries with no consequence or no thought about it. they have to check you from asshole to appetite. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say that I don't have a problem with people coming over here legally, because the people that do, they bust their asses and do a lot of things to be able to be here and willing to do that. And I think anybody come over illegally, it's just basically bitch slapping them, fucking slapping them right in the fucking side of the head. Like, fuck you, and we're gonna do it the way we want to do it. You know, the way you do it, it's stupid.
It's like spoiling
respectful.
Yeah, it's like spoiling a kid. It's like if you just give them the toys without them earning it or doing their chores or getting good grades in school, you just give them all the toys and stuff, then they don't respect you. They're never gonna respect
Look
you.
what's going on right now. That's what most of these dipshits that are out fucking rioting and stuff.
It's insanity.
I was in Seattle, and then now they have a record of all the people that's been arrested. You know what? 36% of them are school teachers. So over
Really?
30 people that's been arrested in Seattle and Portland have been school teachers. Yes.
That's surprising, isn't it?
No.
It's creepy too. It's creepy too because, well, it's not surprising because if they're a teacher, they're already someone who probably gets off on being in a position of power and lecturing their side of things and getting in people's faces and making people think the way that they want them to think.
Yeah,
right? That's why they're a teacher in the first place. They want to have influence over the kids.
I'm gonna get some more information about that. Maybe we'll talk about that Saturday. That'd be one of my talking points we can have, because that was shocking. Well, I wouldn't say it was shocking. It was what was shocking about it is they actually showed it on TV. Because it's on the national news. And I was like, what the fuck? They're showing this on there? Like, is this an epidemic or like what's going on? It's like they're all a bunch of liberals anyways. So like no surprise. I'm surprised
are all
you're
liberals.
calling them out on it.
Teachers are usually liberal. Back when I was in school in Florida in the 1980s and 1990s, there was still a good share of conservative teachers.
Yeah.
Good share, but not now. It ain't nothing but fucking probably 95% Puerto Rican women are the teachers now that have all gotten jobs. I bet you that's probably what most of the staff there looks like in the public schools in my city now.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's
And
deplorable to think about the school system and these people tearing stuff up and they still got the mass debates going on. And so how are these what did you think of that video, Vlad?
Well, I'd like to do. You heard my one of my videos. I was talking about if you say every time I backwards is I masturbate. You know, like record. If you got something to record. Say every time I. Just say that every time I, and then reverse that and see. It'll say I masturbate.
Oh, so I couldn't get over it.
Masturbate. Yeah, masturbate.
You don't know how long it took me to do the song because I'd start. Yeah.
What did you got somewhere else?
No, I did the song. I got the video clip from somewhere else.
Yeah, of course.
But every time I started to sing it, and I would sing about masturbates, I'd start laughing and I'd have to start over. And I was sweating bullets, dude. I was like, shit, I want to do this because I know it will be hilarious.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I couldn't get through it. So it didn't turn out the best, but I still thought it was so hilarious. I was laughing the entire time.
That's cool. Yeah, that's what I did. So if I say every time, wait, no, I wonder how that would be backwards. That wouldn't go backwards. I don't like mask debate backwards to be. Not to try it.
But can you imagine all these clowns on the news saying the big mass debate, and surely they know that it sounded like masturbate. I mean, there's no way that they did that. And that one black guy, when he says something about have you masturbated today? And I was like, come on. They have to know. You got to go watch it, VB. It's quite funny.
Damn. I will watch it.
Shout out to Jane's Journey. She I think this is the first time she commented. I didn't see her before.
Oh, she's in here?
Yeah. She said, hi, y'all.
Ask her if she wants to get on here. Ask her if she wants to get on here.
Yeah, if you want to jump on, I guess you have to put a link in again.
Okay.
It's a while back. It's way back there. Yes, it's not even coming up on the thing now.
I'll throw it in there in about 5 seconds.
But then, getting back to the point before I went off a tangent about masturbating. Oh, it's just gonna kill me forever.
I mean, we could mask debate on this show all night if you want.
Masturbate. Oh, you can't say it 3 times without dying. How are they gonna get children back in school? How are you gonna send all these, particularly like elementary school? Ew, Lewis, I got hair in my mouth from you. And how are they gonna send all these little kids back into school with masks on? They've made a huge mess.
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
I mean, you know, my grandson, he's now 7. There ain't no way that monkey's going to sit all day with a damn mask on his face. He's not going to do it. No way. So what are they going to do? Is this going to end in time for school? I think not, because I think they want it to continue through the election. The Democrats want to fuck up the election too.
From what I'm hearing, there's a massive resurgence in people going back to the right wing. There's a whole lot of Democrats that are seceding from the Democratic Party and just directly joining the Republicans because they see how stupid their side looks right now. And at the fact that they're only putting the creep that they're going to fucking put forward as their presidential candidate is a guy that you can go on Google and put in creepy Uncle Joe and have page after page after page of him fucking with his little hands all over little children, kissing children,
terrible.
groping children's backs and butts and stuff. The guy's a fucking sicko. And he's also like brain dead, you know? And then there's all this Black Lives Matter, which has turned out to be a terrorist organization that's killing way more black people than any white cops ever could have. Okay. And then being terrorists and running around shooting each other, shooting children. Killed a fucking 8-year-old girl, you know, all that shit going down. And these Democrats, yeah, we hear you. And those Democrats, like, get out of here. They know how ridiculous they look right now.
I hope they do, because it is like a sight for sore eyes that I've not seen in my years. You know,
yeah, Bill Clinton's Democratic Party looked nothing like this. As evil, satanic, and fucking corrupt as it was, it still didn't look this fucking stupid, you know? And there's also an ironic element to this whole thing, too, is the fact that Joe Biden is probably the most conservative Democrat of all times. And only when it comes to like demographics and when it comes to law and order, he's extremely conservative and always has been. And so the left is kind of like ignoring that about him. And he's trying to act like he's not a law and order type of guy, but he is a law and order type of guy, and that's why he was so pro-war, and that's why Obama had more freaking bodies than little baby Bush and Big Daddy Bush combined. You know?
Yeah. It's the planning with him is like extremely poor planning. I call him Sniffy Joe, because I was showing my mom all the because she thinks he's creepy too. But my mom is like a diehard Republican. So I said, well, Mom, check out all these pictures. You know, all the ones of him sniffing the women's hair and stuff. And he's like standing behind them in a photograph, and you can see him going.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. It's like, how can they push someone like that? Louis, your fur is going in my nose and everything. How can they push that guy forward?
You already let the cat out of the bag, because there's a video of him saying that he's looking for a vice president that they can take over when the first day he's in office. He basically says that they're going to be taken over. So he's just going to hand it over to the vice president, whoever that may be.
Who do you think it's going to be?
It's specifically supposed to be a black female.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking a Michelle Obama. What if he did that?
I hope not.
I mean, what's that other woman?
That's not a woman, though. That's not a woman, though, so don't count.
You know, there's another woman that I've heard Joe Rogan talk about quite often.
Kamala Harris.
Have you seen her? She looks like a fucking weirdo now. She had that facial stuff done to her. It's
The
creepy.
woman in politics I can't stand is Pelosi.
Oh, now see, I was trying to find it because I looked a couple months ago or last year sometime during the impeachment stuff. I found out that she wouldn't be president. She has to be elected, even if both vice president and president both died. She couldn't be president. Because she's an appointed position. She wasn't voted into that by because she's that position there. She's a senator, elected senator, but her state secretary position that's appointed by the Congress. So she cannot be president, even though they keep pushing that she can be president. That she'll be president. She's not. That would have to open until they elect. She can be elected. She can be voted in, but she does not automatically become president. And I'm getting so annoyed by these stupid fucks online saying President Pelosi. Will not be president. She cannot.
So what would that election look like? Who would be her opponent? Would they have to be of a certain rank to even qualify to be in this election? And then would it be the Senate or the House that votes on them, or would it be the American people that votes on them?
So far, I found out it's going to be Congress. Congress votes on it.
So the Senate's out of it?
Yeah, well, I think Congress is
the House.
The House, yeah. See, then the House is ran by the Democrats.
Oh, that old bat! She is such a nasty old hag.
She's more brain dead than fucking Joe Biden. I mean, she's a fucking vegetable.
And did you see yesterday, or was it earlier today? I can't.
Damn,
I think it was. I think it was yesterday when Trump signed those papers for Texas, and he looks up and he makes that weird grin. I'd have to go back and find it, but I think that was like a straight up dig at Pelosi, because I swear it looked just like her. I was like, oh my God. But I mean, she's so sickening because all it's about for her is daddy's money. I mean, has that old bat ever had to work for a thing?
No. And when you look at her mouth, doesn't it look like she fucking drinks blood? Doesn't she look like she's literally a fucking blood drinker?
Yeah, that's what I said about that grin Trump made. You'd have to go back and watch it. But it's after he signs the papers and he looks up and he makes this Pelosi grin, I swear. Either that or I lost my mind for like 1.5 seconds. And then he continues and he makes like a normal grin. And I thought, surely that's a dig at Pelosi, because I'm sure he cannot stand her. I
mean, watching this stuff and everybody's like, him the mail-in voting stuff. And see what he's trying to, I realize now there's people talking about it. He's trying to put them in a position that, the mask. He's saying the masks are okay now, because first he was against them, and I said, "Oh yeah." So now they can't use the masks not to go to the elections, and now he's saying about the voting stuff. So he's setting them up a trap so they can't back out of just opening up the polls and going to the polls. It's so fucking funny how they're always falling for it. And I was cracking up because I was really watching some videos about it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
He's using their own shit against them, right? Like, oh, you guys want to insist that we wear these stupid ass masks? Well, then you're not going to be able to do your little walk-in voting or something, right? I don't know.
Saying that if the masks don't work, because they want to do the mail-in vote or the mail-in voting, so they won't have to go to the polls, right? Even though the masks are supposed to work on that now, everything that Trump does are opposite. So he's saying, yeah, the masks work. We should be fine. So we can go to the polls. But now he's trying to catch them to make them say, okay, just to get rid of the whole mail-in voting. Now he's saying something about the mail-in voting. So they're just going ape shit. He's just got them so fucking, it's fucking hilarious. When I see what he's doing now, he's just fucking going at them every direction he can, because that's what they're doing anyways.
He is a character. I mean, that's putting it lightly. And all that crap that came out the other day about the hydroxychloroquine and the zithromycin and the zinc. And look, I do think people are getting something that has probably killed some people. I'm sure the numbers have been messed with. However, if that Stella Emanuel is correct and what she said, And I think she said it with the deepest honesty she could. Then
Is it that black female doctor?
yes. Then
Okay.
God help those fuckers for all the lawsuits they're going to get. Because she said just by simply taking courses of the hydroxychloroquine, no one would have ever even got sick.
Yeah. Prevention. That's why. And that's what they were bringing out too. That's why Trump was. He's been taking it. He's supposed to. It's a real small amount of doses too, like really tiny doses, because too much will affect you in the wrong way. But it's small doses with the other two things. It makes you basically immune to it, and that's what Trump's been doing the whole time. And then, but they're all saying making fun of him over that. But now it's come back around at it. Because he knew all along. They knew it. What they needed was backup to be able to prove that this is working. They couldn't just go out because they've known it since 2005, they said. But this
2005, yes.
So this new thing, you had to have enough information to say, okay, now that was for the SARS. They used it for SARS, and we had a lot of success with SARS. But now it's COVID, so they had to have 4 months now. They have all this backup. But I said that one woman, she had 350 patients and didn't lose not one.
Not one, and she had diabetics, elderly people.
Yeah.
She had a pregnant woman come in, and the pregnant woman was like short of breath, and within 3 days she was fine. So, I mean, again, I think that there's something that affects some people more so than others. But the things she said were very powerful. And there were, in fact, times where the little short white doctor was kind of pulling her back. Because I think they were afraid for her.
Oh, yeah.
But Trump has said several times that he took the hydroxychloroquine for 14 days.
Yeah, we were supposed to take it twice a month. But the thing is, I was seeing on some of the live streams that were showing that. I was like, it's going to be, I said, be tuned, stay tuned, people. So there's going to be 10, there might be potentially 10 doctors that self-suicide or commit suicide here pretty soon.
Yeah, but you can get chloroquine in tonic water. Because I like sparkling water and tonic water and stuff. It's in tonic water. It says it right on the front of the bottle. And it's a small enough dosage that it might be helpful. I mean, I'm not by any means telling people to go drink the shit out of tonic water. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like this stuff's been around forever. It's super cheap. That big farm's not going to like that.
It went from 8 cents. It went from 8 cents a pill to $60, $70 a pill. They said.
Unbelievable, right?
That's
unbelievable. And this is a drug that Stella Emanuel, before she came to the United States 30 years ago, was using in Africa. And her own mother is on it for diabetes. Mm-hmm. So it's a cheap medication. It's like these people are so fucked and sick and vile and nasty. I don't even like thinking about Democrats because they're fucking horrible people. Yeah. And it's like, dude.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys your opinion on this. It's kind of like a two-sided thing. So on one side of the coin, there's the huge possibility that the whole thing is just a hoax and it's just a mental game. And it's like, we don't want you talking to each other, so we're going to make you wear masks. We're going to make it so people can't congregate. We're going to basically control you like a fucking 1984 police state, and like make you do this stuff that you don't want to do. And you're our little bitch, basically, kind of thing. And then there's the other side of the coin where it's like, no, the virus is real, but it doesn't affect healthy people. It only affects maybe the less desirables, like, the ghetto people and the people that are gay who might have the AIDS because they're gay. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, are we wearing the masks so that entire demographic of people doesn't just die off from this, so that they can keep them alive so they can vote for Joe Biden?
Because, it's an interesting thought. I mean, I've thought of every angle of this thing, like how playing it out in my mind. Is it fake? Is it worse than they're actually saying? Is it mutating? Because viruses can mutate. They can adapt and become back as stronger machines. Is it because they gave people flu shots? I mean, it boggles the fucking mind. But at the end of the day, I know that I have to keep it simple. It's about money and the election. That's what I think. And
It's got to be about the election.
I think
still
that's
voting
part
is a
of
hoax.
it.
I don't get it because I still think voting is a hoax. That it doesn't matter.
Yeah. See how many layers there are to this fucking onion.
It's
That's what makes me
unreal.
fucking
It
upset.
doesn't matter who votes or not because it doesn't even matter. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why are they so hell bent on trying to get these fucking voters when it doesn't even matter anyways?
Placebo effect to make them feel like their vote matters, like they actually are participating, when in reality they ain't nothing but a slave system.
Yeah.
And check this out. And check this out. Almost, or if you really think about it, every president that you elect, they run on a platform. Let's say they're a lefty blue Democrat. They run an extremely progressive liberal platform. And then when they get in office, they turn hyper conservative. And then, or like Trump, he ran on all this hyper conservative fucking platform, gets in office and does all this left wing fucking fascist fucking bullshit. And same with Obama. Obama was supposed to be a big progressive leftist. He gets in war, he racks up a massive war body count, fucking bloodbath and shit. So it's almost like we'd all be better off just voting for the Democrat, because they're just going to turn around and do maybe a bunch of more conservative things that we actually want.
It's
It's
difficult.
weird.
It's very, very difficult. It is.
Because what if Joe Biden gets in office and then he decides he has to really, really shut down the fucking borders and start shipping people out for some reason? And they'll be like, well, that's what we wanted Donald Trump to do for the last 4 years or the last 8 years, and then he just never did it, or something like that, something weird like that. And roundabout way, they end up doing something that has meant to be done for a long time.
Yeah, because they say Obama is like 1.3 million in the first 2 years that he was in office. He deported 1.3 million people in the first years. And Trump so far, and now it's going to come out in 4 years, it's only 800,000.
Yeah. So what's up with that? Is it because the Congress, which is always run by the opposite party, just like,
I think
forgive me
so.
for using the word, just trumps the fucking whatever that president does?
Maybe so.
It's difficult to know, isn't it? But they always use the excuse that they're living the sins of the presidency before them.
That's a good way to shift the blame.
Time. But I've heard it all the time, and I'm like, you fuckers, man. Nothing has changed under the sun in Washington.
Especially how fast the world moves today. I can understand back in the 1970s if a president made a policy and it took 4 or 5, 6 years to actually pan out because of the how slow the world worked at that time with our fucking landline telephones and fucking no internet and shit. Okay, but now everything is split-second information. So presidency should be everything. All the problems should be solved with ease by now. They should have all been solved 10 years ago with ease.
Yeah, I think each presidency should be clear cut. It shouldn't be like all this. I don't know. When I think of politics, I'm like, because of some of the shit they do. But what I do notice them doing is attacking Trump all the damn time. Like that comment about bleach. And they went on and on and on for a week. Oh, the president's saying to drink bleach. And he was being facetious, of course.
Because they're immature and they're leftists, and that's what they've been doing for fucking 50 years. Look at Saturday Night Live. Remember Saturday Night Live going back for the last 40 years has been hard-line fucking leftist. And all they ever do is trash, fucking make fun of Republican presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's true, right? I mean, but that's pop culture.
I haven't watched that in like 20 years.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched that in 20 years. When I got older and I started realizing, oh, this is just all like political propaganda shit.
Yeah.
Because at some point they started focusing in on like political characters instead of just actors and funny characters from the past. It became all about politics and shit. I was like, oh, every skit involves a senator or a spoof of the president.
I haven't seen it like that.
Oh, I remember that one guy used to do Bill Clinton quite well. Oh, who was
Mike
it?
Hammond, Daryl Hammond.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Because I
so
haven't watched
Monday.
that in years. But I'll tell you what I was watching like a week ago. Did you guys ever used to watch that show, The Whitest Kids You Know? What?
Never seen that.
We don't watch that crap, Barbie. Come on.
Oh, come on, guys. It's fucking
What is
awesome.
it? What is it on?
It's called The Whitest Kids You Know. It's not on anymore. However, you can find some full episodes on YouTube. And there's this one called Little Hitler.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
What? You might have seen it and you just don't realize it.
We'll see.
It's freaking hilarious, especially the Little Hitler bit. Surely someone in the chat seen Whitest Kids You Know. I mean, I'm going to tell you, they couldn't say all that shit on TV anymore. Those boys were ruthless a lot of times.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
13 years ago. It was some of the clips were from 13 years ago.
Watch the one called Little Hitler when you get a chance. It's funny.
Water balloons. Let's see. Have a Lincoln thing, a deer sketch. Oh, here it is. Hitler rap.
Yeah, I think it's like when Hitler was a kid. There's several like Hitler videos that they did, but the one is like I want to call it Little Hitler, and the little girl's like, "Help! Help! My cat's stuck in a tree!" And here comes little Adolf. I'll help you. Oh, I have a sick sense of humor, but I thought it was hilarious. I'll be right back, Vlad. I gotta grab a cigarette real quick.
You smoke?
Yeah, out the back. I shouldn't. I have asthma, but
Listen, Barbie, quitters never win.
I know. That's why I can't quit, because I want to keep winning. Oh, shit. I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
What's going on in the chat?
I'm talking about.
I'd like to get Jane's Journey on here in the future, if possible.
She said she's too shy.
Yeah.
I gave her an open invitation to the Owl House Saturday. She said she'll watch and stuff, but she feels like she didn't have anything to say. Which anything you say, you have something to say.
She has quite a bit to say. She the way she's participating in the chat seems as though she will be a good participant to have in a panel where maybe she waits 5 minutes and then interjects extreme words of wisdom, every once in a while.
And so I'm really digging her videos because it has Arizona desert and stuff. Which is pretty cool. It's been 6 years. I've been there. I left there 6 years ago. I swore I'd never go back. Now, I've actually had dreams here past year or so. I've had a couple of dreams about being in Arizona. And it's so weird. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing back here? Like, no.
David Sawyer said, my son comes home from school depressed. I say, son, why are you so depressed? He said, I learned a new term in school today. Like father, like son.
Satan was a woman, huh?
Oh. No, that bad boy's going up. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it refers to it as a he, doesn't it? Because he said a serpent, and he beguiled Eve. And I find out that beguiled means have intercourse.
Oh, I don't know.
My new fun hobby, photography. Yeah. Videography. So what part of Arizona are you in, Gene? Are you like right in Phoenix and Mesa, and Apache Junction? That's closer. That's closer to Globe, Miami.
Globe, Miami.
We have to ask her. That's what it is. You can't see it without the other one. I tell you. It's snowed. It's about maybe 60 miles from Phoenix, but even on the news, they show something on the news. Anything happens there, because every once in a while there'll be something happen there. Like somebody get killed. There'll be a major accident because it's a freeway that goes through there, and it always says Globe, Miami. You don't say Miami or Globe, but it's Globe, Miami.
Wow. I wonder how long she's been watching Jed's videos that she picked up on one of his random monologues from an episode of The Toilet out of nowhere.
Yeah. Central. That's Central Phoenix. Yeah, down in town area. Yeah, keep putting videos up with Arizona Desert. It's fucking pretty cool.
You miss it, but you'll never go back.
Yeah, I would go. I think I was saying in one of my things. I told her in one of my comments. I said if I went back, or maybe it was in a video. I don't remember when I said it the other day. But I said if I did go back, I would go to the desert, not not to Phoenix. I would just go to the desert part. Off and on since he started. Oh wow, crazy. That's cool. Oh, Central Arizona. That's like Phoenix. Phoenix is like right next to. Maybe she's talking about like above, not above. Okay, so you're talking about above, probably above Phoenix then, which would be Payson or what else is above Phoenix or Payson?
She said not Phoenix.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
So, Barbie, what brand of cigarettes you smoke?
I like menthol, but I quit for like 9 years until not too very long ago, and then I just got stressed out, and I thought I got off an airplane, and this guy was smoking, and at that very second, I was like, oh, after 9 years, and I said, hey man, can I have a cigarette? And that was it. So a lot of times I'll buy what are those Camel, like with the crush?
Yeah, Camel Crush.
And sometimes, like, if I want to get really daring, then I get the Newports.
It's expensive. Newport's fucking are like $8-9 a pack in Florida.
Are they? I have a brand new
Chickenella King said Viceroys. Fuck yeah, Viceroys. That's some hard shit right there, boy.
What the hell is that?
Viceroy is
It's
the
not-
nastiest fucking cigarette you ever seen in your life. That's a tough guy fucking cigarette right there.
Well, white label or the GPCs, actual GPCs, where it just says GPC on it. It's in a white box on a white package.
Generic poison cigarette.
I mean, they're terrible, aren't they? I have a new
I never smoked.
vape, so I've got 2 cigarettes left, and I keep attempting to go back to the vape. The strange thing is when I quit for 9 years, it seemed so easy. I was just like, bam. And now it's like, no, I just don't want to. And I can't decide if it's here or because I could go 4 days, with no food. Can you imagine? That takes some real discipline. But I want my fucking cigarettes. It's crazy. But I'm going to give the vape another shot in the morning. I'm not saying it'll work.
How much do you smoke a day? Like less than a pack or a pack?
Sometimes it's less than a pack. Sometimes it's a pack. It depends on what's going on. And to be fair, I shouldn't say this because it's not nice to like blame your habits or things that you're fucking doing wrong on something. But with all the stuff going on with my mom, I just find myself going, I mean, if I could stick 10 of them here and keep them lit all day, I might would do it. It's bad. It's horrible. And I look at myself in the mirror and go, oh God.
You should try this thing out, Barbie.
I've got one like that and I didn't like it. I need something that hits you hard.
This hits real hard. It hits your mouth with heat, and it's really is just like a cigarette.
I've got this
Air bar.
Let me write that down. I'll check it out. But I've got this Vupu.
Ooh, it's just
drag.
like a cigarette. And it has like a menthol tip. After you exhale, it got the menthol sensation on your lips, which is probably, you love the menthol, right?
Yeah, and what I found out too is because like when I used to vape, when I quit, you could get like menthol juice. But now they have something that they put in the juice, like an extra little something that gives it like a wee menthol kind of punch. Because my son vapes. My kids vape. They don't smoke. Because I quit.
I loved vaping when it first, but I hated the fact that you had to refill the little liquid and it took all this time and all this crap. The air bar, it comes and you unwrap it and you sanitize the mouth if you want to, which is what I do with like alcohol and stuff. And then it's just ready to go. And then it lasts for the amount of a cigarette or a pack of cigarettes, or probably 2 packs of cigarettes really. And then it just dies out and the battery blinks and then it's done and it's done. You don't have to.
Oh, and you just throw it out, yeah.
Yeah, and you put it in the recycle because it's just plastic, and so you literally don't have to do nothing. It's awesome.
Well, that's cool. I always like when I did the
Look at that.
vaping.
See how it's
That's
blinking?
cool.
That means that there's only like one more puff left. So I gotta.
I like the fancy mods and stuff because I like doing all the smoke tricks. And at one time I was quite good at like you blow smoke rings and make hearts and weird. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I have
No,
I
that's
have one
just
of those
cool.
watts. It's 150 watts unregulated. But for some reason it's not working right now. I can't get it to fucking work. I think I have to take it apart, and I don't want to do that.
You abuse that shit.
I've got several
It's been a while
mods.
since I used it.
I like the ones that you build them, and it's just
Yeah.
it's fun, I think. But like I said, when I picked up the cigarette this last journey, I don't know what happened. It's like something clicked in my mind. And I was done for. I don't know what to say about it. And I feel horrible because I know I'm going to drop fucking dead any day now. But it's like, I'll do it.
When you got off that airplane, was it a really shitty flight and you really needed a cigarette really bad? Was it
Not
like one of those
actually.
scary?
No, it's just I seen that guy standing there. And I'd gone 9 years and people smoked around me and it never bothered me because I don't smoke in my house unless I've had drinks, which is something else I'm trying to eliminate. So, but I just saw him standing there smoking and I thought, my God, that looks good. It's weirdest thing. I can't explain it. I wish I knew.
Hey, just so I don't forget, I think that's one of the reasons I lost. Some people at VB and Cakes both have said I've lost weight. They see I've lost weight. I think that's one of the reasons since I quit drinking. And I wasn't drinking a whole lot, but I would have those, flavored drinks as for logo. I had one every other day, and then I started drinking on every 2 weeks, the beers and stuff like that. But since I stopped doing that altogether, I probably lost about like 17 pounds just by doing that.
Yeah,
I started working out here recently, but for the past 4 months, how long has it been? 4 months now since that happened. My traumatic experience with the fucking whiskey.
oh wow, I saw parts.
I started
of
losing
that.
weight way before I started working out. So it had credited. I think it's actually my girlfriend mentioned it probably had to do with because she noticed too. She thinks it was because I stopped drinking. I said I wasn't drinking a whole lot, but what I was drinking, I think that it was it's ever since I stopped that, it's fucking, I've lost a lot of weight without even trying.
Well,
Now it's
that's so
now.
cool. And you know what?
Just for anybody out there. And wants to
Before
lose
I
some
started
drinking.
smoking again, I was running a week on my treadmill. I was averaging around 27 miles a week. Sometimes I had a couple weeks where I did 50. But man, if I jumped on that thing tonight,
You can
I'm
have a heart
telling
attack.
you, I'd probably
Like
I mean,
Dean was.
oh, poor D. But you know, it's like maybe I should just jump on here with my cigarette. Who knows? But seriously, I'm working on quitting. I really, really, really am. So I'm like,
Quitters never win.
I think it's just when the feeling hits you, do it. Because I'm pretty determined when I want to do something or I don't. And I just felt like, yeah, I want to smoke. It's the whole idea of just, I don't know.
You see, I credit me looking a lot younger than I do because I never did smoke. I never smoked. I said I've done the vape, here and there. And more recently, I've started doing it, but that's not like cigarettes like that. Tobacco that's being like destroyed. If it was just regular tobacco, that probably wouldn't be so bad with all the chemicals that's in cigarettes. I think that's what ages people. It's all that. It's
There's
all the
horrible
chemicals.
shit in cigarettes.
I think
Horrible.
that's what it is. It's not the tobacco itself. It's everything that's being done to the tobacco.
And that is
I've
something I have.
never smoked.
That's good because it's a tough habit to kick. However, my thoughts on it the other day, because I'll sit down and think about it, it's like when I quit and was done for like 9 years. And then this last bit, I'm wondering if there's more chemicals
Maybe.
this round than there was the last time. I don't, maybe I'm trying to rationalize in my mind why I'm such a loser too. I don't.
Yeah, quit trying to shift the blame there.
No, I mean,
Take some accountability. That's what we've been talking. That's what I've been telling everybody. You got to be accountable for your shit, man. Fucking, that's everybody.
no, I'm totally
So, yeah.
accountable. Believe me. I'm just being a real jerk right now because I can. But no, I know I'm a fuck up. It's like nobody has to tell me. I already know.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm trying. Like the last 5 years of my life, there's so much shit that it's like, why, Barbie? Why, oh, why? But I accept it. If I don't accept it, then I'll never change it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, admitting it's half the battle. The other half, the other half, nobody ever follows through with, and that's actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
You say you're wrong all day long, but until you change it, it's kind of pointless. I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying in general.
No, but that's completely right. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to look yourself in the mirror and go, yeah, this is what I'm doing wrong, and this is what I need to be doing. It's hard. I guess people have a hard time with it. However, I have faith in people. Most people.
I kicked alcohol so many years ago, and y'all think I smoked too much? Well, I drank even worse than this. I was like crazy fucking drinker, like loaded out of my mind all the time as much as I could.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I've done my share. But see, I don't smoke weed or other stuff. I'm not like I have smoked weed. However, it just never appealed to me in the sense of
I just do it out of boredom and having all this time and all this free time to myself and nothing to do. And I'm just like, well, watch a movie.
And I hear so many people say that. And then I hear a lot of people that I know, because I have a lot of friends and they're absolute stone bags. And they're like, they say they're ADD.
Oh,
and so it cures this. But for me, if I smoked a joint right now, y'all would just watch me fall over on the floor laughing and because I'm an idiot. And that's the thing is like, you don't exacerbate your personality in that way. because I'm already a dipshit. So,
It just intensifies it. Yeah, so that's why I'm too scared to go on air when I'm smoking weed, because I just so act like a goofball, even probably 10 times worse. I try to be serious when I come on here, but yeah, I'd be laughing at everything, and it would not be fucking. It would be just nonstop laughing. I'd be on mute the whole time.
During the course of this fucking episode, I've blazed enough to kill a small fucking horse.
really?
Pony. Yeah, I want to show you.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you about that ranch that has those small horses. They're like 3 foot tall. That's at the head. The 3 foot tall horses. There's these little micro ponies. They're micro.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. So they killed one of those probably, but not like a small horse. What you're probably thinking. And these things are tiny. You can't even see me because the way they're saying. Yeah, they're small. But there's a ranch on the way to my mom's house, and they're always out in front grazing. So maybe I'll get some video of that tomorrow.
Oh, that would be cool. I bet they're so cute.
Yeah, because last time I went by there, it was too dark, and you couldn't see through the camera very well. It was alright. It had gotten too late. So
That's interesting, because what would you do with a micro horse?
It's a pet. My mom's wanting to get, but they cost like fucking $2,500 each, and then they want you to buy them in pairs because they say they're lonely. They get lonely, so you buy 2 of them. I'm not flipping to me. You gotta buy 2 of them, so that's $5,000 that they're selling like in sets. So my mom says what she's wanting to get, and I'm like, why would you do that? That's just stupid. And they're cool looking, but I wouldn't want to have one to raise or take care of. It's like, fuck that.
You know what I watch a lot of videos about? And it's like Asian people are those wee Asian otters. Have you? Oh, it is unbelievable. They're Asian. They're not sea otters. They're like freshwater otters. And so I'm hooked on them, and have been for like 6 months. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to get an otter. I've made up my mind. So I went to see how much they cost. Like $10,000. I was like, shit. But they're totally cute.
Little micro.
What kind of environment do those otters would need?
Well, they like to, of course, water and to swim and stuff. And when I say I want one, that's just me talking out of my ass because my head doesn't know any better. But like these, I don't think they're Japanese or they're Chinese. I'm not sure, but they're Asian people. They have the wet bathrooms that we don't have in the U.S. Like in Europe and stuff, most of the bathrooms, you don't need a shower curtain or anything. And I suppose it's that way in Asia. So they just kindly throw those feckers in tubs and pools, and they're very smart. They poop in litter boxes, and they're cute as buttons. Honestly, I don't know the exact name of them, but they're Asian freshwater otters. There's this one guy that has one named Bingo. Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. I like retarded animal videos. I can't help it.
I watch cat videos.
Do you?
Oh, jeez.
I love the ones with all the animals doing silly things.
I don't like those. Super dumb.
Oh, they make you happy. And
my obsession for the longest, I had to stop watching it, was the best gore stuff where people are getting killed and stuff.
Oh my!
I started having weird dreams, and I was like, oh fuck! And I had like nightmares or just these weird dreams about that. And I was like, I gotta stop watching this shit. It's like all this stuff down in South America and decapitating people, shooting them. They're shooting them this like 50 times, and their skull just turns to mush. Just crazy shit. And I'm like, why the fuck am I even watching this?
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, I couldn't stop watching it. And I was like, because there was just so much of it. It's just crazy, all the videos that are coming out now. And this is real videos. This ain't no fake stuff. This is a real deal.
Wow. I used to watch, remember when those movies came out called Faces of Death?
Yeah, that was all staged.
A lot of that's fake.
Yeah.
I still watched them because I am a horror fan. I love scary stuff.
Go to Best Gore. Go to bestgore.com and you won't want to watch it no more. That is
really.
It's no joke. It has like car accidents and stuff like that. People getting in car accidents and people getting like ran over by big trucks and stuff, and their skull just being smashed.
Oh God!
Motorcycle accidents, and people being. I mean, it can go on. It's just forever and ever and ever. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Just gory. Yeah, I stopped watching it probably about a couple months ago. But it's like maybe like a month and a half, 2 months. Started watching them. But they have a BitChute, and then there's the website. I was just obsessed with it. I don't know why.
Well, I think we're all like, it's so strange that Tool song Vicarious. It's so true because we have a hard time turning away from stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
However, I like to keep my bit of that in books and movies. I mean, I love a damn good horror flick. The problem is there hasn't been any good horror flicks in some years.
Well, there has been. There's been 4 or 5 of them.
Like which
Portland, Seattle, and Portland.
Oh well, that's different. I'm saying like, what scary movies have you watched that you thought were good? Because I have trouble finding any.
Well, you watch Dollar Tree videos. Yeah, they're pretty funny. The shit people come up with in the Dollar Trees.
It depends on what mood you're in, Barbie. You want to see like, have you seen like the young pop stuff that's out right now, like Happy Death Day and Truth or Dare? Those are actually pretty good.
The Happy Death Day is that's pretty cool.
I haven't seen Happy Death Day, but I may have seen that Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that. And then I saw one that I ended up watching twice that
was it called It Follows? That's a good one too. It Follows.
I thought that was a good movie, but that's not so new.
Where do you rate like Scream, the Scream movies?
I thought the first one was good because it was a surprise, sort of. Like The Exorcist, that'll always be good.
Okay, so you're not even necessarily talking about slashers per se.
No, I don't mind slashers. I'll tell you that one that got under my skin that I thought was all right. Is it called Wrong Turn?
Oh yeah, those are like gory and slashery at the same time.
Yeah. And the one guy, he used to play on the show Dexter. But I thought that was a good movie. The one I didn't think that was good that everyone went on and on about was the one where the kid leads the father into this other land. The father has to go get this kid out of, what is it called?
Oh, it's like Insidious or Sinister.
Yes. Now Sinister I liked. The first one.
Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Is Insidious the one where they have to go with the family and the house has like a portal in it to another dimension, but it's still inside the same house?
Yes. Yeah. And the father goes in and gets the son out.
There's too many movies
that
like
was
that.
retarded.
There's too many of them, the fucking haunted house, them haunted movies like that, all that Sinister and Insidious. They're all the exact same to me, and I can't differentiate any of them from one another. And like, there's just way too many fucking ghost movies. Way too many. Like even going back to Skeleton Key, which 15 years ago. Like,
yeah, I didn't care for Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
I did like the one where all the people met at the house, and the guy invited him in, and the guy had all the rooms in the house, and there were all these weird ghosts in it. It had the guy from Scooby-Doo in it.
Scooby-Doo.
How
about the show with it's not horror, it's more of a, I don't know if it would be mystery or it's the one with Nicole Kidman and it has the kids.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That's what I'm talking about. I can't remember.
The Others.
The others, yeah.
The others, yeah.
That
The
was,
only problem is I figured that out before it was over.
yeah.
I was like, okay.
Well, there's a
They
good
are.
movie that there's a good movie you should watch called Coherence.
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah. That's a definite like game changer right there. It's a unique movie.
Coherence.
Yeah, it's about a dinner party, and then some shit goes down. Oh man. Oh.
Huh. I'm
And
gonna have
there's
to look that up.
Yeah, it's kind of like sci-fi slash thriller slash suspense, but it's intense.
Is it on Netflix or anything, or
I think it is on net. I mean, it's always been on Netflix for a long time. And
I've
on
never
and
even
off.
seen that.
Coherence. That
I'll
movie's the
watch
shit.
that. I like
I
some
love
sci-fi
my favorite.
stuff.
I love movies that are set in a dinner party. I fucking love any movie that's set in a dinner party and the characters are there at the dinner table and some shit goes down in the
And
house or whatever.
Would you rather is like that?
Yeah, any movie like that, I fucking love them. I don't know why, but I just figured it out like 5 years ago. My woman at the time was just like, "You seem to like movies where the people." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I fucking love movies where it's like a whodunit, like Clue. You know, it's like
I was gonna say,
people are there, yeah, and everyone's there, and then some shit goes down, and then fucking it all hits the fan. Yeah.
I thought Clue was a great movie.
You ever see this one called The Invitation, where the people invite all their friends over?
Is that
And
the
then
one?
Is it the one where the guy like hits an animal to start with, and then he
Yeah.
has to get out of the? I fell asleep watching that, and I was like,
Oh.
well, I wonder. And the one girl was walking around with her boobies showing, and
Yeah. What's the one where it's in like in a glass house?
Oh yeah, that was old, but that's good.
yeah,
Well, at least it has some of the walls are glass. It's like really up on a hill. Up on a hill, they're waiting for something to happen. What movie is that? That's like a dinner party one.
That's probably Would You Rather.
No, that would you rather they're in like a mansion or something, and they're doing that where they're fighting, they're doing stuff to each other. This one they're having a dinner party, and they're waiting for something to happen, but remember they're looking out because something happens somewhere else, and they're looking out the glass when the walls are like glass. It's this really nice house on top of a hill. I remember that much of it. But it's been I would say I watched a lot of movies, but only remember bits and pieces of them because I've only watched them once.
Well, that movie, The Invitation, is fucked up the way it ends.
don't tell me, because the last part I
It's
seen,
like, you feel like you like bad after you watch the movie. Like, oh.
I didn't even realize it was scary because I fell asleep right as the young girl, he saw her in the bedroom. You know, when she was walking around the bedroom and she didn't have any shirt on. And then she came out with the couple who was throwing the dinner party. And of course, that was his ex-girlfriend or whatever. And then I fell asleep. So I didn't know, was it scary movie? What the
I've
fuck
seen that
kind
one
of,
too.
yeah, maybe I should go rewatch it.
It's kind of a horror movie, but a little bit more of a thriller, but it's mostly feels like a drama, but like a real dark drama. And then as it goes along, the more deeper it gets, the more scary it gets. But
Then we
it's
got suspense. Wouldn't it make suspense in?
kind of, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I guess it is suspense because you don't know exactly what's going on, but you know some weird shit's happening and something bad's gonna happen or something, but you just have no idea what it is. There's another one, man, where where there's two guys and a girl, and their fucking landlord has a room across the way from their apartment. They all live in an apartment together, and there's a couple and the guy's best friend, and they live in this old apartment, and then in the other apartment that they discovered that there's like a time machine kind of a thing, but not really. It's like a camera that takes a picture and it snaps every day at the same time. And what it does is it shows you a snapshot of 24 hours exactly into the future.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh man, that's intense. And then so they start thinking like, wait, we can fucking like get rich and win the lottery and like do all kinds of shit with this device, but it's like this massive machine that takes up the whole room, and it's really like old, like it looks like it was built in the 1920s or something, but all it does is this one thing. So, and they realize that there's all these pictures of them in their living room, and it captures them every night at like 8 p.m. whatever they're doing. So that usually they're like watching TV, one of them's like playing a guitar, the girl's like doing her nails and shit, and then they start
It
realizing
seems like I watched part of that movie too.
that
What's it
shit's
called?
good. I gotta look it up real quick, but
I have this nasty habit of falling asleep, and then I'm like, shit.
That's my
What
girlfriend.
happened?
She would still fall asleep in the first 15 minutes, and I'm sitting there watching this movie I don't even want to watch. She went to watch it, and she falls asleep. I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, that's what I'm like, I've already seen it. She's like, when? Like that time, one of the many times you've fallen asleep.
I like movies.
I'm off camera because I keep rubbing my eye, and it looks bad on video.
Well, I keep itching my nose, but it's because Lewis got dog fur on me, and I have horrible allergies. But,
I was telling VB earlier when I went to the graveyard. Ever since I came back from the graveyard, I got pollen or something in my eyes. It's been bothering me ever since. But there's that time when the last part of what I was doing, I went underneath those oak trees, and when I hit them, my stuff fell in my face. And so ever since then, my eyes have been itching.
so when the zombie apocalypse goes down, everyone knows we can blame Vlad for starting it.
Yeah, it was a pollen from a graveyard. So yeah, for like 4 days, it's gotten really bad. It got really bad yesterday, and it was better, but it just started itching again.
Put some vinegar on it, or put some fucking like coconut.
They said it for itchy eyes, just use a cold compress.
13 Ghosts. That's the movie I was trying to think of earlier. I think it's called 13 Ghosts. But that was like the last movie that was like ghost stuff that I thought was okay. It had that guy from Scooby-Doo in it. Y'all never seen that? And like in the bottom of the house, they had captured all these ghosts, and they had them in these like glass cases. But there was like some.
I've heard of that movie.
It was good. It was wild, is what it was. I think that's why I thought it was like okay, because it was so crazy. Yeah.
I fucking love horror movies. I got a movie from like, I think it's from like Finland or some shit like that, and it's from like the early 2000s, and it's called Neighbor, but in their language, so it's like Neighbor, and
yeah.
But in America it's called Next Door, and it's fucking crazy. It's a good ass movie because there's one guy, and he lives in an apartment, and the apartment on the other side of the wall is two girls, and everything happens with just those three characters. And then there's one other actor who comes in. It's like a landlord or a shop owner or something that has like two lines. But other than that, it's just those three people, and the whole movie just gets more and more darker and crazier and more violent and sick and crazy. And it just starts off where it's just nothing. It's like a normal scenario, and then by the end of the movie, it's like this maddening fucking horror episode that this fucking guy lived through and shit. It's like, whoa.
Some of those foreign films are off the chain, I'll tell you.
How about what's that, Human Centipede?
I've never seen that.
Oh my god! Don't, this I like part 3. I said part 3 is the craziest. Part 2 is pretty wild.
Y'all ever heard of a movie called Tape, where it's just Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke? The whole movie is them inside one hotel room.
Tape?
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
But you know, Ethan Hawke is the shit. He can carry a movie like that.
It's like a whole hour-and-a-half long movie where it's just them two in a room having a conversation. It's fucking insane, dude.
Are they being recorded?
No, like, yeah, tape recorder or something. No. The whole premise of the movie is that they're meeting together in a hotel room years and years later in life after some crazy something or another happened 15 years prior. Some event happened, and they're just now for the first time meeting up, and they're doing it secretly in a hotel room. so they
Yeah.
can talk, so they can talk out this issue of this horrible event that took place that you don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
this
so
horrible
that
event.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. And they talk and talk and talk, and the conversation is just like amazing that these two people just have a conversation, and that's the whole entire movie is a fucking hour and a half long conversation.
I like Ethan Hawke. He's one of my favorites. I thought the movie that he played in with, well, I like all of his movies. The best one was the Wolf movie, but the one he played in with Jolie,
I don't know.
Wild
where
Things.
no, it's the
No, I'm
one
just
where
kidding.
she was like a cop, and he was supposed to be like a victim of this killer who was like killing people and taking over their lives, and he ended up being the killer. I don't remember what it was called. I've got the movie, but I thought it was a good movie.
Huh.
I like Angelina Jolie as far as actresses go, you know, as much as you can expect to like these people.
Yeah, I don't like any of them, period.
Well, I'm not a TV watcher. I've never been a TV watcher. I don't like sitcoms. The only series I ever liked was Dexter.
Really?
Yeah, I love Dexter. Are you shitting me?
I tried watching that. I couldn't get past the first episode.
Oh, it's dark humor. It has to kind of be your thing, or I'm trying to think. I'm looking for the name of the movie. And he was, of course, really good in Training Day. And he was in Sinister, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. It was with Jolie. Taking Lives is what it was called.
Oh, Taking Lives.
I thought it was good. But White Fang was like really good.
What's that noise? Stop doing that.
I just barely started watching movies again just to see what's in them, you know, and what stuff I maybe missed or movies I've never even seen before. I started watching just to see all the different propaganda bullshit that's in them. It's all over. Every bit of these movies have shit all through them. It's like, man, this
Here's
is
the movie.
face.
It's called Time Lapse. The name of the movie I'm talking about, with the couple and the best friend are in the apartment.
I think I've seen part of that. It seems like I have.
It's really good. Time Lapse.
I like movies, especially when I can't sleep, which is often. Or I like watching dumb shit like that show Alone. And then I call them all pussies when they go home early. I'm like, you pussy, I would have stayed out there the rest of my life, when you know you wouldn't. But still, it's fun to say, isn't it?
Have you seen that Y-O-U?
Yeah, that was kind of Dextery.
Oh, really? That was pretty cool. That was pretty strange. I was like, whoa, that's a trip.
Oh, Joe turned out to be a nutbag, didn't he?
How about not him? The fucking first girl he was obsessed with. She turned out to be crazy.
Oh, you're talking about the second season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm waiting for the third. I guess that won't be out till 2021. If there is a 2021.
I thought it was hilarious that he made like friends with that guy, and that guy was like helping him with the computer stuff. And so he actually let him go. And then he was calling him on the phone because he was troubled and didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like an edgier scene. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's good.
I've heard about it. I've heard about it.
It's pretty interesting.
It's creepy. The guy is like a real freak.
Yeah.
It's a different perspective. You got to watch it.
All right. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I think all the viewers are pretty much gone at this point.
Okay, yeah, I'm tired too. I got to go to bed myself.
Yeah, I got to eat some food. I'm sorry, Vlad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's okay. Just watch that movie or that show You.
It was good. I liked it.
It's on Nutfucks.
And that fucks. That's what I say too.
Have I showed you my little logo I made? I remade it so it says Nutfucks. It's FUX.
Well, I'll see you next time.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay.
Good
Thank you very
night.
much. Thank you very much for showing up. You've been an excellent guest.
Oh, you're welcome. Good night.
Later.
See you later.
Barbie. Barbara.
Barbara.
That's funny. She says on her video, "Hey, I know this is Barbie." And I was like, "What the fuck? What do I call this? What do I hell do I call her?" She's called herself Barbie. Everybody tell me to call her Barbara.
Yeah. No. All right. All right. So, okay, this is the end of the show. Fuck it.
You're not gonna do your sign off?
Well, yeah. Okay. With excellent guests, Vlad stumbling off the edge of reality. Everyone go click on his thing. And I'll put the link too in the video. And for Barbra Mcgill signing off, Validation Boy. This has been Validation Boy live stream. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. I didn't do a first five, but this has been Validation Boy live stream, July 30th, 2020. Oh, it's not letting me end. There it goes. All right.